Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this thing under about 3 minutes. I've done it repeatedly, and it keeps going like 7, 8, 9 minutes long. And I'd really like to not have to edit it down. I don't edit my videos, if you guys haven't noticed. Anyway, so there's this big quote in our house that Twitchy is the cat we almost lost. Um, this means two different things. For one thing, we almost lost him when we moved. Um, which wouldn't have been such a big deal if we'd been moving across town, but we wound up moving from Columbia, Missouri up into Michigan in this tiny little town. The night before, or well, the day we were leaving, the cats all got scared by all the stuff that was happening. They crawled up in the couch. It was a really old couch. Anyway, a friend came over to get the couch to move to her house because we weren't taking it. And her friends came in and were like, there are cats in the couch. So we went out and we got Sammy and Cherokee out, but Twitchy had taken off. And so Kim and I actually stayed an extra night and left the doors open. It was freezing cold. It was December, middle of winter. It was like 13 degrees out. Left all the doors open in the house so that he might come into the house. He didn't, so we left. Anyway, we came back within 4 months. It was a really bad situation in Michigan. Unfortunately, we found out that I can't really live with my brother. He and I don't really get along. He's 10 years older than I am. My sister is 9 years older than I am. And she and I have not gotten along in a very long time either. So, anyway, we got back and we were staying for a month with our friends Mikey and Rebecca. And this will prove to you how they really are chosen family, siblings. We were living in a one-bedroom apartment with them for over a month, and we stayed on their couch and in one of their recliner chairs. We smelled every smell you can smell from each other, heard pretty much anything you can hear from each other, and we didn't want to kill each other. That's family. Yeah, so we were actually walking around the place that we used to live, and we had called and said, hey, can we move back in? The manager said, well, of course, you guys were great. You know, you didn't pay things late. There were no problems with you guys. We'd love to have you back. So we were like, oh, you know, that's great. Maybe Twitchy will still be out here, like hoping and praying and not really expecting it to happen. So she was walking us around, and she walked us into this apartment, and we were looking through. It's a townhouse upstairs and down, and we were like, this is amazing, you know, this is great. And she's like, well, that hole I was telling you guys about that the cat might have gone into is just around the corner. And we're like, wow, that's kind of cool, you know, maybe he'll be around. We go to walk out of the apartment, and we're like, yeah, we're definitely going to take this apartment. It's a great apartment for the price, you know, and everything. We go to walk out the door, and Twitchy is sitting on our front step. And we're like, oh my goodness, we're home. This is perfect. This is amazing. Even if he never comes in, he's here, you know. So, we had left Michigan really, really fast. And so Mom actually brought our stuff down in a U-Haul, and she brought down Sammy and Key. And while she was here, she got Twitchy inside the house, which was great because then, you know, he wasn't lost anymore. So, I was petting him one day, and she was holding him, and I felt this sploosh against my hand, and the smell hit me. And we used to have rats, and the rats would get abscesses every once in a while, and I knew immediately that it was an abscess. The smell, the feel, everything. So we of course took him to the vet because we're that kind of people. We take our animals to the vets when they're sick, and so we took him, and the vet gave us antibiotics and everything and said he'll be fine. You know, cats take care of themselves. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about him too awful much. You know, he'll take care of himself. It'll be okay. So we're like, okay, well, trust the vet, of course. So for the first week, he was kind of getting a little better, but he just kind of seemed a little listless and stuff. And then for like 3 or 4 days, if we carried him downstairs, he would sit on the couch. If we carried him upstairs, he would lay on the bed, but he would not go up and down the stairs. He was hardly moving. He wasn't urinating anymore. He was not using the litter box. He was not going anywhere else. And I started to feel like we were losing him. Come to find out, Mom and Kim both thought that we were losing him too. None of us wanted to say it to each other because, of course, you know, you don't want to say that kind of thing, just in case putting it out there in the world is the thing that pushes over the edge. So Mom actually left, and he was getting a little better again. Well, after she left, he started getting really, really good again. And so I called her about 2 weeks later, and I'm like, this cat is back to his old self. You have no idea how he's acting. I mean, he purrs all the time, and he loves on us, and he's starting to grow his fur back. He had lost all the fur on his butt. That's why every once in a while I'll be like, oh, look, he's got weird spots on his butt and stuff. The back end of him, not his actual butt. It was all like toward the base of his tail and everything. So yeah, so we almost lost him twice in a few months. So I get really, really emotional about Twitchy sometimes, and I jokingly refer to him as my favorite. I love all three of the cats, obviously. I love all three of the cats, but because we almost lost him, he is a little dearer to my heart. So that's his story. Bye.